Hey guys, it is Brian. I am about to start doing some painting, so I figured I'd do this so you guys can partake with. If you're around, you can jump in and say hi and tell me how shitty my painting is. I'm just this is just an impromptu uh, thing. It wasn't planned or anything, so let me get over here. I'm gonna just drop something here on the Facebook. It's a lazy Sunday over at my casa. Mel's at work and kids are with their moms. Give me 1 second there, folks. Pin that bad boy. All right. All right, guys. So we'll see how long this YouTube thing can last because we tend to have issues with the YouTube. So, all right. I'm just chilling, painting up some Japs. Painting up some Warlord Japs. This is what I've done. I need to wash these and then base them, and then they're done. And then I guess put a coat on them, with a clear coat. But slowly, which I haven't been doing as much as I was hoping, but I'm still getting some stuff done. It's been kind of a crazy week. Been having issues with my fucktard neighbors. Called cops on them. I'm not much of a cop guy, but when the fuck face in front, threatens to like beat me up, I swear to God, I like in fucking junior high, dude. I just call fucking cops. Let them fucking deal with it. He's either gonna end up in jail or fucking dead. But whatever. Let the cops fuck with that shit. That's what they get paid for. Ugh. I did all my fighting. I don't know, man. I learned my lesson not to fight anymore, man, because I got like the booze fighters and the fucking jokers and the banditos. When you fight those fuckers, it's like, all right, dude, it's time to not do that shit anymore. Not anymore. All right, guys. So what was I doing here? So like again, I'm doing. If anybody's out there, let me know if you can hear me or not. Again, this is just kind of spur of the moment. Doing Warlord, Japanese Warlord, and the Assault Group, Japanese. So, man, the Assault Group is some great shit. I bought a full Japanese infantry platoon from them a while back, but then for some reason I sold it all. Don't you hate that? Those regretful selling. Jesus, man. Seller's remorse. That is the truth. But shit, we've all been there. Hell, I've sold so many fucking armies over the years, painted, unpainted. I remember at one time, I was living off of eBay. I was selling for about maybe a year, dude. I was living off of eBay, selling my Warhammer 40K collection. Also selling my Laserdisc collection. And what else was I selling? I think some comic book stuff. I used to be a huge Golden Age and Silver Age comic book collector back in the day. And when shit, man, I was lugging 80 long boxes. Jeez. That's like a whole fucking room, fucking floor to ceiling, dude. It becomes just a you don't even fuck with it anymore. It becomes nightmarish. But so when your hobby starts to become a too much for you, then it's time to quit that fucking hobby, dude. But so I concentrated just on wargaming. So it's cool. All right. So what do we got going on here? I think I was doing everybody at once, to be honest with you. So it looks like I need to. So I'm using who did this? I think this might be Flames of War. They had like a little like kind of painting tutorial thing using Vallejo paints, and I've kind of done some amendments to it. But that's the generic Japanese soldier, and then I put like copy the ranks and the badge colors for the branches. So anyway, that's my go-to right there to see what paints I need for what. And so it's pretty accurate. There's a couple things I'm not quite sure about. Like, I'm not sure what the Japanese pilots, but I'm sure it's pretty close to what they're. That'll probably hold up. This is a Brother Vinny. See if that. What's up, Bo? What's going on, brother? Not much, man. Just thought I'd jump in and do some painting and see if anybody wanted to sit with me and just do some rapping. Just do a little rapping. But yeah, this is let's put this behind it. This is a Brother Vinny. They sell a set. It's a Japanese pilot, but then it also comes like a zombie version. So pretty sweet. Brother Vinny is one of our sponsors too. So if you want to get this on the cheap, you can do that. But yeah, what else I got here? A Weird War. I got so these three minis. These are going to be these are kind of like, I forgot what I think these are from AE World War II. And they were like, I think they call them Hive soldiers. The Brother Vinny ones, they're resin. Like I don't think they're 3D printed. I think they're resin, cast resin, but they're really good, man. Really the good resin. It's not too brittle or anything like that, but really crisp jobs. But he does a lot of like girly stuff, like naked chicks and cool, grindhouse kind of stuff, and but a bunch of great shit. Oh, I know, dude. 3D, man. That's awesome. I'm telling you, dude, whenever, I mean, some people have already told me when it becomes plug and play, like when your parents can like do it by themselves, then the business model of the gaming companies nowadays it's got to change. They just can't, because anybody and everybody is just going to 3D print, man. And those 3D print artists, they're going to be the ones who make the money. But yeah, Brother Vinny, check them out. And just the links below, man. They we got a bunch of sponsors, man. A bunch of great sponsors pushing the Weird War products, and always trying to give somebody a shout out if I can. Yeah, that's what people are saying for plug and play. I hear that there's still some fine tuning for stuff, especially if you're not techno savvy. If you're not computer savvy, I could see it not quite being there, but I'm sure with a little, messing around, you'll get there pretty quick. But yeah, I'm stoked, dude. I got a bunch of STLs that I got a buddy of mine who he's he's a leather craftsman, and he has like a 3D printer that he uses for some of his he does like holsters and stuff, all sorts of shit. But he has a badass 3D printer. He's got laser cutters and all that shit. So he's kind of my tech guy. And I usually send him STL if I need something painted up or printed up. He usually hooks me up. But yeah, yeah, that's what I've heard. The build plates, and sometimes I guess you got to go some of the STLs. They might need some extra supports. You know, after you do a print, you see it like sags or something. So sometimes you need to run in there and get in there and put a couple supports or whatever they call them. That music isn't too loud, is? I'm listening to my punk rock channel. Got a little the Vandals playing in the background there. So that so Bo, as a painter, man, I feel like I don't have any good fucking paintbrushes, dude. I've never really had a good set of paintbrushes. I usually get just the cheap shit that you get, like, at the craft store or something. But man, I hear from a lot. I watch these videos of guys painting and stuff, and they say, man, if you could get a good set of brushes, that it does like really just, it's amazing. It really, I'm not like, I used to be really meticulous painter, but now I'm a gamer more than I am a player, or I'm a gamer more than I am a painter now. So it's tabletop quality for the most part in my stuff, which is fine with me. But I guess there's a part of the hobby where people just paint. They're just in it for the painting and not so much the gaming. But I'm not. And then I'll be honest with you, painting is such an endeavor for me because my eyesight is for shit. So it's just over the years, my eyes have gotten old like me, and I just but you got to do it because I'm not a rich man, so I don't have money to send it off somewhere to get painted or someone else to paint it, so I got to do it myself. So that's what happens, man. When you're poor, you become a craftsman. You become a plumber. You become an electrician. You become an AC guy because you have to. There's no one there to fucking do it for you. So Monument Hobbies, huh? I have to check that out. Yeah, but I hear a great paintbrush can really make it a joy to paint. So I need to invest in some good. Yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions, and I paint 28 millimeter stuff. That's what I paint. Um, I do vehicles and stuff too, but I use my airbrush for that. So that's I don't need brushes and all that kind of stuff for that stuff. I use my airbrush. But yeah, just paints that would work good for 28 mil plastics and metals. Shoot something in the condo there, and maybe I'll give it a glance to see what's up. Especially if you got anybody that has discounts, hook me up, man. You gotta love the discount code, brothers and sisters. But you in for the painting? That's cool. Yeah, I need to get one of those big, like, I don't know what they are, like visors, and they're lit and like, whoa, you can like see amoebas and shit. I asked that for my birthday, or no, for Christmas last year. So I go, hey baby, get me some of this lens thing so I can paint better, right? So Mel, you gotta love her. I love her to death. So she buys me like goggles for, like, I guess for people who like do like watches and shit. So it's like, it's like they're kind of like single lensed, like binoculars. And I'm like, baby, that's not exactly what I wanted. And it does. I mean, it's a little. They're kind of. I need a little wider field of view than that. But God, God bless her. She tries. Should have been more specific. You gotta take care of the sable brushes. I remember I had some sables at one time. Those are nice brushes. It was weird. I went to like the local hobby shop. It's called Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you guys have Hobby Lobby where you're at, but and I went down to their paintbrush section, right? And there was like 2 brands. That was it, 2 brands. I'm like, man, when I was a kid, I remember going to the hobby shop, and there were like 2, aisles of just various paintbrush sets, various, manufacturers, but they just only had like 2 different brands. Now, don't get me wrong; those brands had a lot of different, styles. But man, it was just like, I don't know. I guess they had the low end brand, and then like the fancy brand. Pro acrylic paints. Yeah, I usually it's for Karen's trying to do their Bob Ross. Oh man, speaking of Bob Ross, dude. So I watched, I don't know if you guys have Netflix, but they did like a Netflix documentary about Bob Ross, right? And his life. And dude, he got fucked. So he had these partners, right, that did the business side of him. And dude, they basically stole his identity, and they stole his him. They stole him. And when Bob Ross died, okay, so his wife, so there were 4 equal partners in the business, right? It was the couple that ran the business, and then Bob Ross and his first wife. Well, his first wife died, and then it was split 3 ways between I think Ross had 51 or like he had like 26%. So he had a couple points above everyone else. So he was still a couple points up. So when he died, he got married really quick to like a nurse or something, because he wanted some of his empire to go to his son, right? Dude, those fucking people like stole it. It's heartbreaking, dude. Heartbreaking. And supposedly Ross got poisoned by the paint chemicals and shit that he used over the years. I think like the cleaner or the paint thinner or something that he used all the time, the acetate or whatever it is. I think that had worked into his system, and that's what kind of got he got some sort of cancer or something from it or something. So it fucking sucks, man. Hell, I remember, man. I used to work I used to work in the geotechnical field, and I worked around a lot of lime and lye and shit. Fuck, man. I had to get out of that job. My hands were all acid burned, and it was crazy. But yeah, but so it's my opinion that anybody out there who's a big fan of Bob Ross, be a big fan of Bob Ross, but do not buy any official Bob Ross products, because none of that money goes to his family at all. And in fact, the people who are doing it are like, they have like these programs where people are learn how to paint like Ross. And there's even been claims that people are painting, port or painting pictures and then signing Bob Ross's name to it, which it isn't him. It was just them using his style. So, I mean, it sucks. It's heartbreaking, dude. But yeah, man, when money gets, the guy just loved painting. He was like, I think he was in the Air Force for a while. and met his wife and loved her to death. And he was just crushed. And he was kind of like a flirter. I mean, he never cheated on his wife or anything, but I think he had a thing with he had an affair with that chick that was part of that business, but not when he was married or anything. I don't know, crazy shit. But the guy who run the business with his wife, he's like ex CIA, so he retires from the CIA, right? And then he fucking starts this Bob Ross endeavor, and uses his his contacts and shit to do whatever you do when you're a CIA, when you're a fucking spook. You got all sorts of buddies and favors you probably have get to call in to do certain shit. So I don't know. Looking crazy. Yeah, it is, man. It sucks, dude. I mean, it's one thing to like, you know, honor him and his style. That's something different. But if you're like, if you're pinning it as his own creation, dude, that's bullshit, man. That sucks. But I tell you, man, artists right now are fucking sweating it. They're like, with these AI artwork stuff, holy shit. Some of that stuff's pretty awesome, I have to admit. And if I was an artist, a graphic artist, that my livelihood was, making artwork, shit, dude, I'd be freaking the hell out. Because I mean, of course, there's always going to be industry that's going to like, oh, we support the artists, and all of our art is 100%, human made. But then, a majority, like you got mom and pa's that just need like some artwork for their website or maybe a T-shirt or something. You think they're going to pay an artist hundreds of dollars to create this cool artwork when they can just plug into some fucking, some AI, website and get something for free that's good enough? My daughter's a big artist, and she's like, she wants to get into art as a job. She's a great illustrator. And she's like, she's only 16, but she's worried, like, there's not going to be any work for that in that field, other than, the I support art or whatever. But, that kind of stuff only goes so far. It's true, man. We got it's so funny. You're hearing all these people talking about, so you got a lot of these engineer guys are trying to step on the brakes on the whole AI, wars going on right now, right? But they're saying like, well, everybody has to do it or no one's going to do it, because like if like, okay, we're not gonna do AI, we're gonna do a little more testing, make sure we do it right. Fuck. But Microsoft doesn't. They just keep going. They're not going to do that because they're going to lose that business. So it has to be like a whole industry. Like we all agree, to put the brakes on for whatever. But then then you're going to have like the Chinese. They don't give a fuck. Whatever kind of weird IE they or AI they got, they're going to just do it anyway. Try to get rich as fast as they can, and that's where our mechanic overlords are going to originate, from China. They're going to step out of the Wuhan lab and just take over the world. It's true, man. I mean, there's always going to be a need for human, oversight. But I mean, just think if you were a cobbler, when that went to shit, and you're a blacksmith, those jobs dried up almost overnight, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be a need for, a limited use of that, but like the level of industry that those had in the world just went away for all intents purposes. It's cheaper to just fucking buy a new pair of shoes than go get them resold, or get someone to restitch it or whatever. You can just go to Walmart and buy some shoes for $20. You think it's going to be less than $20 for a shoe guy to repair your shoes? Hell no. But it's crazy. Hey, Brian, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I'm painting. I'm not like you, man. So Brian from Mini Warm Up, Bo from Bo Paints. Brian's doing he's got a big challenge. I'm part of it. They got a painting challenge going on right now at what is it? Not J, no J, not J. Uh, you have to put his website up there. But yeah, and they get together like every week, and they like do kind of like live streams to kind of motivate everybody to keep going. And that's pretty cool. And they're a bunch of old grown-ards like we are. Bo, you probably get a kick out of it. They're talking shit and talking history and talking about big titties. Oh no, that's me. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Brian, you've been painting maniac, man. You're gonna be hell, dude. You might get a big old chunk of your whole collection done here when that event's over. Yeah, so Bo, they actually did they did like what was it, 24-hour paint marathon live. You guys are fucking crazy. I didn't think you were gonna survive, man. I put Mel was like, I'm gonna fuck with Brian because he's like, he's not gonna make it. And she's like, don't you dare. You support Brian. He's working hard. And she was like, totally your fucking cheerleader, dude. And I'm like, all right, I'll support him. Jeez. So you got a fan there, Brian. She's driving you on. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's a great way to get your buddies motivated and paint and all that stuff. It was funny when they were doing that. Was it 20 questions about like world, I guess, world personalities or whatever? That's pretty funny. So Brian, cool minis, or not, or whatever. Cool minis or not, whatever. The guys who do your game, they bought the rights to Dust, the weird World War II Dust game, and they got like that weird World War II thing coming out pretty soon, I guess. I was gonna jump on that, man. Cool mini or not, but man, that's shipping. Woo! I'm like, that's almost as much as the whole damn package. So I'm like, I'll pass. I'll just get the minis somewhere else. I don't need the comic book or whatever they were doing. They're doing like a mini comic book like package or whatever. I don't know what they're doing. I wasn't really impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're sculpted well and all that. I mean, they don't look like, they're well done, but I didn't like the look of it. They look like, I swear the women look like 21st century, West Coast looking women, I guess, cosplaying as World War II people. I didn't buy it. There's a couple minis that look pretty good. I'm curious what the scale is going to be. I think it's going to be the scale of your zombie side stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't need the comic. But hell, I mean, if that thing kicks off, you could be playing some weird war, dude. I think they're going to be. I mean, I don't see them doing different mechanics from Zombicide. They'll just do a weird World War II version of Zombicide with them. I suspect, because I think all of their stuff is pretty much grounded in those mechanics, which is smart. I mean, if you got a sound mechanic, there's no reason to create a new mechanic for each genre. You just use the same core mechanics and just modify it as you need to. I'm curious, like, so it's funny. So I'm listening to what is it, Pandora or whatever, and it's funny because like one time I was listening to like rock and roll, right? And he had like ACDC and that kind of stuff, and I got like a hit on YouTube. Like, oh, we can't use that. That's copyright material. I'm like, it's in the fucking background. You can't even hear it. It's just like so like douches like Sony. Who knows? So, all right, Bo. Say hi to the big guy for us. Put in a good word for us that's not there. You guys take it easy, Bo. Thanks for swinging by, man. So, Brian, you a churchgoer? Really, dude? That sucks, man. You know, I got a warning. So check this out. I did a video. I did a review of a comic book, Vampire Vixens of the Wehrmacht. And yeah, it's got some naked ladies in it or whatever. But I made it a private. I made it a private video. Private. You couldn't get on it unless you like were part of my group, and it had like the age code. You couldn't get on it if you're 18. Dude, they still gave me a warning. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, what the hell? I mean, I did everything that no one could accidentally see it with sensibilities, right? And they still give me a fucking warning. So I got like it's like the first like couple months of my channel, and I'm like, whatever. I don't see me. YouTube or YouTube, they'll get rid of me because I got Nazis on this shit, big titties, and I cuss all the time, and so I see me eventually getting kicked off of this platform. So I'm just enjoying it while I'm on here. I'm on a bunch of different other ones, so I'm not really worried about it. So if I get kicked off, you guys will have to just come to like Rumble or BitChute or something. Yeah, I think I've talked to Warhammer Fritz before. I just can't place him. Oh, Zombicide White Death. That's cool. Yeah, man, they got a lot of product from Zombicide, man. Not and to be honest, sometimes, it's so funny because there'll be these games that are popular, right? People are talking about them, and they're doing box openings, and they're like doing like reviews and shit, but no one is fucking playing them, right? Not Zombicide. Shit, man, I've seen a lot of people doing battle reports for Zombicide, including you, bro. And I've seen a lot of people hosting it at conventions too. So it's a game that's actually being played and not just talked about. It's like there's a couple games that like, let me think, like War Machine, right? Everybody's still kind of, I guess that's an older one, but I've seen in my whole life, and I'm like, I used to do the damn gaming, the wargaming convention circuit back in the early 2000s. I'd go to like everything in Texas and around and the neighboring states. Dude, I saw War Machine played like twice, but everybody talks about it and everything, and yeah, I mean, I'm glad that listen, dude, Brian. I mean, I know you're new to the whole hobby, man, but dude, there's nothing better than finding that game that just resonates with you, and it just gets you excited, and it gets you like, man, this is fucking awesome. It gets you all pumped up, dude. I envy that feeling, man, because I've been doing this for such a long time, and that kind of newness and excitement for like, oh, what the hell is this? I've never even seen anything like that. It's just not really there for me anymore. I mean, I still enjoy everything, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, it's not like that brand new feel. But that's cool, dude. I'm glad that you found a system that really drives you on, and get your heart pumping, get the paintbrushing moving. That's cool. So I think they did release a fourth edition, but what they did is, so from what I've heard, and again, I never played it. Now I knew the War Machine guys, the people, they're like fanatical, they're like 40K fanatical, if not more so. And they like, I guess what happened was like the catalog of stuff got so large that like the guys who produced, I can't remember who produced it, just couldn't afford to like make product and put it in stores, and because there was just so much of it. So what they did, I think, is they it was like, I want to say it was like, it turned into like they started like retiring a bunch of shit, and something like that. And so a lot of people's stuff they couldn't use anymore, or some shit. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, dude. But something like that happened. They changed their whole business model on how to keep this thing going, and I guess it kind of it didn't jar well with the players very well. But shit, I don't know, man. I mean, if you got like, if you got 500 different products, right? And you're trying to keep all that, in stock and in stores or whatever it might be. I mean, and you don't have the customer base like GW has or whatever. I mean, you got to think about a new strategy, because you just go broke trying to keep all that shit. I mean, I guess you could just do it. Just if someone wants something, then they'll print it or make it or whatever. But then a lot of people are like, well, fuck, I want it now. The want it now syndrome. But I'd be honest with you, I don't play anything mainstream, so I guess these are Warlord and World War II is what I play mainstream. So, but there's all sorts of there's shit. There's hundred, no, not hundreds. There's probably dozens and dozens of manufacturers who make World War 28 millimeter World War at one level or another. Yeah, and that's, I've always played like that, Brian. Always games. But when we were playing 40K, man, I quit in second edition. But we had guys, we had a lot of our friends were not, they were poor. When we were in junior high and in high school and shit, they were poor and they couldn't buy like GW stuff. So, they would use, like sci-fi kits or toys to represent shit. And we never had a problem with any of that shit. And honestly, GW didn't have a problem with any of that shit either. It wasn't until the game was designed in a tournament like manner. So then all of a sudden, you have to have all the right I mean, I get why they do that, but it made it unfriendly to, people who couldn't maintain. But, some people are like, well, if you can't afford it, then fuck you, don't play. Well, that's fine too, I suppose. But I'd rather have Jim across from me playing with fucking, Lego, whatever, Lego fucking orc war, buggies or some shit, instead of him not playing at all. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. I mean, I just want to play, dude. I'm not a mini snob. Now I'll fuck with you if it's not painted, just to give you some hell. But I mean, you can play with whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I just want to have fun, man. But that culture, that goddamn, the fucking competitive culture is just, whew, it can be brutal. Yeah, I guess they're gonna be re-releasing. Yeah, I think they're calling it the Old World or something like that. I watched the video that Holy Diver guy was. He's a big fucking fantasy nut, and he was talking about how I guess they're gonna re-release a lot of the old the old models and kits and stuff. But I guess the only thing they're gonna do is they're gonna like in the rules or something, they're gonna like have the bases change. I don't know, some shit like that. Basically, to make you buy more models per unit than they had, I think. But shit, man, I would just play. I mean, I don't know. It's like when I see Warhammer Fantasy, dude. When I see a fucking orc, with a sword and a shield, I see the same fucking thing that you can get at Reaper Bones, like the dollar a mini kind of shit. And I just I don't think you need the fucking GW label on it to make it look like a damn GW thing. And now everybody's what's cool is you got those STL guys out there that are making all this shit for free. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of it's pretty base, but some of that shit in there is awesome. And they're cool. They're just like, yeah, dude, just if you use if you use it, just plug my shit and check out my channel or whatever on Colts or wherever he's at. And that's cool, man. That's the hobby, dude. Those are the gamers. Those are the people who do this because they love it, not because they want to make a fucking buck. But again, I get it. You want to make money. I mean, I get it. But I'm really into the folks that do all of this shit, spend all of this time for the love of it, not so much the trying to make you to join a Patreon or whatever. I dig people who really love the hobby over everything else. Yeah, I mean, Kings of War, dude. Kings of War really knocked the shit out of fucking GW. I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody play Age of Sigmar. I've seen people use Age of Sigmar stuff, but they use Kings of War rules or old Warhammer Fantasy rules. I've never seen Age of Sigmar actually played in person ever. But I've seen quite a few games of Kings of War and the one page whatever stuff. I think they have a fantasy one. I don't know what it's called. But that's good, just making it accessible. You don't have to buy expensive bullshit. You can just get whatever you can get and throw some dice, man. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's pretty sweet. I hope Manic, I hope they still, maintain that level of support and enjoyment that their system gives when GW stuff comes out. I mean, GW is just going to release the shit. They're still going to price the hell out of it. So even though it's all coming out again, it's not like it's going to be, wow, that's such a deal. But what's cool about World War II stuff is like, a German with a Car 98 is a German with a Car 98 in almost every line that makes a German with a Car 98. I mean, they all has the same looking helmet. It's got the same looking weapon. I mean, so you can really get away with, quote unquote, the style because it's all the same style. It's off a real world style that was really, in play. So, but I can see where, I like this version of orcs from this company over this version of orcs of this company. So, because I remember the original, the original orcs back in the day, they looked more like goblins. They didn't, they weren't this big old brutish thing. They were like goblin-y looking. And I don't know who coined the whole when the orcs became these big brutish, big hunky dudes. but then that's kind of how it took over. But yeah. Did you so Brian, were you on that show last night? I think I want to say not Jay was doing, you guys were doing something last night or the night before? Something. So what's this thing that, I mean, if you're still there, what's that thing they were talking about? Some sort of like game rules. They're like someone's going to do the artwork for your game or some shit. I, I kind of walked into that conversation when I got on the feed, and I didn't hear what they were talking about. I hadn't gone back and listened to it, but they were saying there's some sort of like you send in your game rules or some shit, and then like the winner or something, like some artist will do the design of like your art or something for your game, or I don't know, something like that. But I think it was saying the games had to be like on a postcard or something. That's it. It just had to fit on a postcard. Postcard. That's right. Yeah, the postcard thing. Yeah. So it was like the game had to fit on the postcard, or like the winner got an artwork the size of the postcard. I didn't hear what they said, so I wasn't sure what they were doing. How's the weather doing on over in your neck of the woods, dude? Been a crazy ass freaking spring, man, in America. That's for sure. So yesterday here in Texas, man, it was fucking hot as fuck. Yesterday afternoon, right? And then like I woke up this morning and I had to wear a jacket. It was fucking cold as hell. I guess that's you guys living in the desert. That's common fare for you. Cold nights and warm days. 48. Oh, that's pretty cool. Man, those are some pretty simple games for fit on a postcard. Woo. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, that's not. Well, there you go. I got a little bit of relief. Hell, man, any relief in the heat is always good. Man, so I watched this great. Have you ever heard of was it Peter Zine? He's like this analyst, right? He's part of a big think tank in America, and he analyzes the world and how it works and like the economies and all the structures and all this shit. Anyway, he was talking about the water in the Southwest, right? And or just in the West too. And there's something I learned that I didn't know, that I guess back in the day there was a big like meeting between the states about water rights, right? And I guess the Supreme Court came down and said that California had all the rights to like the Ohio, or was it not the Ohio, Colorado River Valley? Okay, all the runoff water, they get first dibs of all water. Okay, and any state, downstream or whatever, right? They get secondary rights to the water, what's left. So so in practicality, California could take all the water. They're not beholden to give any state any water at all. They can take 100% of all water coming out of that system, and those states just gotta say, sorry, fuck you. I'm just sitting like, what? So it's like, yeah, it's nuts. Oh yeah, the great Emu War. Well, that turned into shit. Man, that's not some desperation. Go hunting a bunch of emus out in the outback. They had something similar too, where they like didn't they had like really bad like I don't know what was it? They had like rabbit problems or mice or some shit, and they brought a bunch of weasels down to Australia, and then like the weasels like killed everything, and then started killing everything else. Right after all the rabbits are dead, or whatever it was, then the weasels started killing all the chickens and all the duh or whatever else. So then you they had to fucking kill all the weasels or some shit. Crazy. Some people just don't take the long. Let's think this out all the way, the long way. Let's not just do something quick. Let's think about it first. 2 minutes. Yeah, dude. So he was talking about more than likely because that's the kind of shit that starts fucking like civil wars and shit, right? So what he theorized is that the federal government is going to have to renegotiate that, like the Supreme Court's going to have come down and strike down like those previous rulings because you can't one state can't have all the water because you just can't do it. So but he said that's what's going to happen, but it's going to be dirty and it's going to be messy and it's going to be years of bullshit and infighting and all the state capitals, and there's going to be like whatever. But fucking California, fuck you. We got to help each other out, man. Shit. That's another big thing. The government's starting to like get pissed about people like digging their own like feeding pond, like feeder ponds in their property, or collecting rainwater, in large amounts or whatever the fuck, because they're like, well, we need that water in the water table for California. It's just like fuck you. Anyway, it's crazy. But yeah, I know like in Texas we have this aquifer that is like feeds like all of like central and south Texas, right? But it also feeds into Mexico. So there's these treaties with the US and Mexico about how the water is pulled out of the aquifer. So I guess it's a fair way, so like everybody's getting a little bit of it, or they need to like when they need to like be cautious and let it refill or whatever. So but that's all. Taylor, man, what's up, dude? Long time no hear, Eric. What you been up to, bro? Shit, haven't heard from you in a long time, brother. I was thinking those Canadian jack boots. Gotcha. Crazy up and now, man. Well, I was watching on the news today that like the Sudan's like on fucking fire. I guess there's a big civil war going on right now there. So it's like, all right, what Western nation is going to go down there and try to prop up that failing shit? Also, what is it? Oh god, not Jamaica, but Haiti. Holy shit, Haiti's like about to collapse. Like the whole country is about to collapse. And it's like, and that's in the northern, hemisphere, man. So it's like, that's on the doorstep of US, man. And the US are like sweating it because it's like, dude, if Haiti collapses, you're gonna have massive like migration, like just desperate migration of these people trying to escape the chaos. And then it's like, where are we going to put them? Hell, we already got all, like in Texas, it's real bad, man. I'm sure, Brian, you guys are having problems too with the border, the porous borders, man. It's like, look, I don't have a problem. I feel for these people coming from, Central America, trying to come to America to a better life, dude. But fuck, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do it, how we're going to help them. It's fucking crazy. Enjoying the heat, man, huh? It's hot up in Canada right now. You still gaming at all, Eric? I know you were working on that, like, kind of like that kind of Cold War post-apocalyptic thing for right before you kind of went off the grid. You still working with that? Like what? So I watched. What did I watch the other day? We watched 65. It's like a sci-fi movie with dinosaurs. It was okay. It's a good beer, like popcorn movie. I want to watch that. There's that new Guy Ritchie movie coming out about like some like U.S. like service guy, like CIA or whatever, gets saved by like his Iraqi or his Afghani translator, right? And then like when Afghanistan fucking blew up and we ran out and left everybody behind. I guess this is based on a true story. It's interesting. So, like, you know, typical America, they fucking fuck everybody. It's like, sorry, we're leaving. Just like fucking Vietnam, we just left all of our people that were helping us, left them to the fucking jaws of the commies coming into Saigon, and sorry guys, can't come in. Although you helped us, try to. But yeah. So anyway, but it's a movie about this guy. So like, what happened was like some of these special force guys, they like teamed up and like got like some charter jets, and they like went in, they like infiltrated into Afghanistan and like grabbed their people that worked with them and their families, and then like escorted them out and shit, and they went on these private aircraft to save them because they all got fucking bounties from the Taliban for working with the Americans. But it looks pretty good, man. It looks like I can't remember what the movie was called though. It looks really good though. I'm a Guy Ritchie fan. I like some of his stuff. It's pretty good. How are the girls, man? Eric, they doing good? Probably growing up pretty quick. Shit, man. My daughter turned 16 this year. I'm like, this summer I'm gonna teach her how to drive. I'm like, what? What the hell? No. I'm kind of excited though. Yeah, that's crazy. And what's funny is like, I don't know if it's like if you guys, your kids, she really doesn't really have any like. She's not excited. Like shit, man. When I turned 16, I was like, let's go. I want to learn how to drive. I want my license. I was like, in fact, I got mine at 15. Got a hardship because I was working, and shit, man, I got that shit quick. But I don't know. I mean, these millennials or whatever, Gen Ys. I don't think they're millennial. I don't think my daughter's a millennial. She's like the one after that. Anyway, they're just like, I guess they don't, just not excited about it. Wow, high school, huh? Woo, that's wild, dude. Brian, you got a daughter, don't you, man? Is she? I want to say she's probably in her teen. I've only seen her a couple times in your videos. I think she's like a teen, right? Oh, I wasn't sure if you just had one or. No, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. You want to keep it on the down low. On the down low. But yeah, man, our kids, dude. Shit, it's fucking crazy. My son turns 18 this year, man. It's crazy. He's so big. It's crazy. He's like, you know, I'm not sure if you guys know, but my son's really ill, and we never thought he'd even live this long. I mean, he's really ill, like really bad, but he's still happy. He has a, he's, we really sacrificed a lot to keep him happy and comfortable, and it's fantastic, man. And I am just so happy every day that he's with us. I love him so much, and he has been. Man, poor guy has got every short fucking straw that you could possibly get, but he is just weathered it, and he just is a loving kid. And I love you, bud. You're everything. I love you guys so much. I'm so happy. It's just 18. It's amazing. It's fantastic. So crazy. Our kids just, it's wild. How time flies by, man. Still painting fucking army, man. Still painting army, man. Crazy. That's funny because none of my kids got into the gaming. They didn't really, his dad and his toy soldiers. It's funny. They like video games though. They're into video games. That's pretty cool. So, in my neck of the woods, we moved. So I have a neighbor, man. I have a fucking neighbor, and he is a fucking ass clown, dude. Just like a guy who peaked in junior high, little man child. Dude, I called the fucking cops on his dumbass yesterday or a couple days ago. He's like threatened to fucking beat me up or some bullshit. I'm like, first of all, I don't take any shit, and but I'm not gonna swing. Trust me, I learned a long time ago that shit doesn't do dick. Just get you in more trouble. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but yeah. So anyway, so I'm having to deal with his dumb fuckness. It's just it's agonizing. Oh wow! Look at that. That's awesome, dude. The whole family playing. That'd be sweet. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, man, video games are easier. There's not as much. You don't have to spend as much initial time to get it going. You just plug it in and rock and roll. It takes a certain breed to do this. Buy mini or paint. Build them and then paint them and then play with them and learn rules and set up tables, and we're all fucking crazy. But it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I still enjoy it. We need to try to figure out a way to like all meet up somewhere sometime. Be cool. We'll always have some beers and just bullshit. Maybe play some games. Not easy to get around this country anymore. It's expensive. It's expensive. But so Brian, have you noticed as you paint more and more and more, are you becoming better? Are you becoming a better painter? Do you like watch videos and shit and all that? $5 a gallon, damn, dude. And that's the cheap stuff. I think here I saw it today. It was 308 at the gas station that we go to. Kind of like the cheaper one. It was 308. Man, $5. Whew. That's steep. That is steep. Now, what's the so is Eric still here? Eric, if you're still here, man, what's prices up in Canada like for gas? I want to say Canada has a pretty vibrant oil industry up there. They pump some pretty good oil, I think, up there. But they're northern wastes. About the same after exchange. Man, that's rough. Yeah, when we moved, I had sold my truck. I had a pickup truck, and we only have one car. We have Mel's. She drives like a little like a rice burner, like 4-door Nissan or whatever. But dude, I'm telling you, man, that thing gets some excellent gas mileage, and it's pretty comfortable. You can fit 4 people in there comfortably. It's got a good air conditioner, and I miss my truck though, man. I miss just having my pickup, but whatever. What kind of vehicles you guys drive? Cars, trucks? I prefer to get like a full size truck. I mean, I don't need like dualies and fucking winches and KC lights and all that shit. I just like a nice full size truck. Those are so handy. That's why I enjoy driving. I'm a Ford guy. Fords drive kind of like they go driving them like the F1. I'm an F-150 fan. They drive like cars. It feels like you're driving a car when you're driving a F-150, man. I know that a lot of people don't like Fords because of that. It doesn't feel like you're driving a truck or something like that. Like last year, I think we were looking to buy a truck, right? And this was right before all the fucking interest rates went nuts. And dude, a lot of them were like flood vehicles. They're supposed to tell you that it's been submerged or whatever, but if you're buying a vehicle, man, you guys make sure you look under that undercarriage and look at the engine. If it's rusting out, dude, don't get it. Or if you do get it, get it cheap, because man, there's a lot of flooding around in the last 10 years, and a lot of those vehicles, you dry them out and they'll work, but you can get them to work, but they're all rusted to shit. I mean, hell, you guys are like Eric. I'm sure you guys are used to rust being up in Canada. You guys salt your roads, right? Or sand them. I don't think salt would be better. I mean, does salt cause corrosion as much as like sand? I mean, the sand cause corrosion as much as salt? I would think salt would be worse for your vehicles up there. In Texas, they use sand. They don't salt the highways here. They sand them. I heard So, Brian, I heard that the mountains up there by you guys got some good snowpack this year. That's pretty cool. I had a buddy that flew. Actually, my brother went out there this year. Did some skiing. I can't remember where. It's something I've never done. I've never skied. I remember growing up, my high school. So my high school was kind of a rich high school, and and I remember spring break, like all these people would be talking about they're going up to Colorado, they're going up to Aspen, or they're going down to Fort Lauderdale or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna sit on my fat ass for a week watching monster movies. I'm not gonna go skiing or go to fucking Hawaii or some shit. What the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? It was crazy. So it was like, so that Monday after or whatever, right? It's like all these kids are coming back with all these like T-shirts, like from the resorts that they were at or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, I watched horror movies all week and stayed up too late and played some video games and read a bunch of comic books and played some more gaming. And it's like a whole nother fucking world, dude. Cinder? What is cinder? Like ash? Huh. I don't think I ever heard that. Salt in the parking lot. Oh, okay. Oh, are they? That's cool. I've water skied and stuff, but I've never snow skied. In fact, I was after college. I went to Key West, Florida. I just drove out there and lived in my car for like several months, and I got a job. You just do that post college decompress and kind of reassessing my fucking life and shit, and the people that were in it and how shitty they were or whatever, and wanted to get my head straight. And anyway, so I was down there and I was just living in my car, hanging out, being a beach bum. I had a job at a jet ski rental place or whatever, and I just remember after the day, I would close everything up, and I would take a jet ski out when it was like a dusk, and you're not supposed to be jet skiing at night and shit, but I would sit out there in the water, the open water, dude, and just look up at the fucking stars, man, and just fuck, get some there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've just never had the opportunity to go snow skiing. I used to ranch up in Colorado in summers, and I remember, man, those cold nights in the forest, the Rio Grande National Forest up by Creed, Colorado. Just fucking, just the solitude, just the silence was deafening. It was pretty cool. Now I'm stuck in the city. I used to live out in the country back before my son was diagnosed. We had like 5 acres. It's pretty sweet, but things change. This is fun painting. I'm just bullshitting. I can see why people do it. I'm just shit. I've burned through like a bunch of minis here, and just they're done, but they're shit. They're getting work done. Yeah. So you guys, I've been hanging out with a crew over from Shadow and Sun. They're mostly like role player guys, right? But they do a lot of live feeds, and They're pretty cool, man. They're old, they're older guys like us, and there's a mixture of, you know, politics and lifestyles and all that shit. But they're all pretty cool. They're all real supportive, and they're all give each other shit. They're pretty cool, personal guys. That should give it a Shadow and Sun is the channel. But then there's other ones. There's like Bow Paints and Hungar, the Hungarian. And they're just old time gamers, and they're a lot of fun to hang out with and just chat with. Woo! It's a bunch of shit. Let's see what. There's like this is the group of Japs painting up. I was gonna do like them in just like groups of 4, but shit. I guess I might do that too. I get like overwhelmed, man. It's like it's like there's a big horde of shit, and I'm just like, all right, let's just do 4 a day. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing 4 a day, and it's a little bit more manageable because man, I'm like after this, I got a fucking bunch. I got a platoon of Japanese or Chinese to paint up. Ugh. My painting partner Mel, she fucking she jumped ship, dude. She's like, yeah, it was fun for a month. Yeah, she must have painted 100 fucking zombies, dude. She did a great job, too. She had a lot of fun doing it. She painted up 100 zombies. She painted like the entire box set of the Hero Quest re-release. She painted up all that stuff in that thing. And she painted up a platoon of Soviets, like World War II Soviet stuff. I bought her one Christmas. I bought, typical gaming husband. I buy her an army for Christmas. Say, hey, baby, I got you something special. She's like, oh my God, what? I bought you an all-female Soviet World War II art platoon. Isn't that great? And she's like, oh, wonderful. Yeah, so that's funny. You finished 20 minutes? Oh, dude, you animal. Hell no, my minis ain't done. I mean, they've got like the first some of them are like in various stages, but they're not finished. No, yeah. Oh, dude, I know. It's like, oh, baby, I bought you that army. It's great. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's cool. And then look, she weathered it really well. She was kind of all new to this, and she was actually excited. But yeah, she told me not to buy her an army again for fucking Christmas or her birthday or some shit. So that was like a one time thing that I could get away with. Like, look at this, it's so cool. You got some heavy machine guns, you got some anti-tank rifles, you got some Molotov cocktail guys. It's fucking fantastic. You got a whole female army of Soviets ready to kick ass. But yeah, she fucking painted them all. Mel's great, man. She really weathers all this crazy shit. She has a lot of fun though. So Brian, does your old lady do any kind of gaming? I mean, at all, like board games, or is she a video gamer at all, or anything? Because I mean, as much as you're painting, dude, I mean, they're either having a blast of you being out of the picture, or they're like, "Where the hell is Dad? We never see Dad anymore." It's okay, honey. He's in the basement painting. He's chained to the painting table of doom. Yeah, because you got your own little man cave there, dude. I'm sure you just closed the door and you're in your own world. That's pretty cool. I used to have that when I lived up in northeast Texas. I had a basement that which is super rare in Texas, but I had this massive 1,500 square foot. No, was it 50? Yeah, no, it was 800 square foot basement, massive, and I had a fucking game room and I had a theater down there. I had my arcade. I had an arcade. Man, it was fucking just badass. But yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, Mel's a big video gamer, dude. She's like Skyrim. That's her fucking game, dude. She just can't get enough of that thing. She gets all the mods and all that stuff and just goes nuts on that game. That's her really go to really decompress and have fun. I mean, she likes the stuff that we do together, but yeah, that's really her main love of hobby. She's always been a video gamer, kind of like a role playing video game like her. So, Brian, what kind of brushes do you use, dude? I was talking to Bo, and he was saying that, you know, a set of good brushes really makes all this painting a lot easier and enjoyable. And the brushes that I have, they all suck. These are all just like Walmart, packs, like cheap, $5 paintbrush pack or dollar paintbrush pack or some shit. So they ain't the best. They don't hold the paint that well. They start to fray pretty easily. But I'm always, shit. Let me know about some cool paint brands, paint brush brands. I might invest in a decent set. Oh man! So you guys got any good series to watch? So me and Mel, we usually so like for dinner or something, we'll sit down and we'll watch an episode of something, and we eventually finish a series, and we're kind of in between series right now to watch. We just like right now we're just kind of watching the news or we'll watch some gaming stuff or something. But we're kind of we're in the look for a good like series, like maybe like I don't know, like an adventure. We're not into cop shows. I'm not into cop shows. I'm not into like crime, true crime. Man, fucking girls love that true crime shit. Serial killers and true crime. My God, so weird. Every woman I've ever been with has fucking loved like serial killer shit. I'm like, what is with your fascination with serial killers? My God, in the world shitty enough to you have to watch that shit because you want to, man. Anyway, there's a show that we watch called There. It's oh man, it's fucking great. It's like it feels a little bit like Lost, but it's like these people are stuck in this town. They can't get out of it. And at night, there's these monsters that like look like they're loved ones, and they like try to trick them to like open the door to let them in, and they like eat them and shit. But anyway, it's really good. But like, I think that one's coming back on here soon. I'm I'm stoked to see that one again. I think it's on. I think it's on Hulu. I want to say it's a Hulu show. It's really good. It's really gory and scary. It's really good. If you guys get a chance to check it out, I think it's called There or Them. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm a tabletop. Yeah, I heard Yellowstone is really good, dude. I'm interested in getting that. Oh, Warcraft. Yeah, Warcraft was cool. I remember playing the original Warcraft. That's the only Warcraft I played. StarCraft and Warcraft. I played the original ones when back in the day. Army painter ones are good. Yeah, I do. That's what I do. I get those bulk ones from like Hobby Lobby. That's what I use. Yeah, I want to check. In fact, Yellowstone, they came out with like a prequel like mini series with like Harrison Ford. I want to say it's kind of like the the generation before the current generation that's on the show or something, like the 1800s or something. That looks kind of interesting. Yeah, it's the game. I agree. I agree. My stuff is tabletop quality. I mean, I used to in my youth. I used to do like really detailed painting, but now I mean it's not that great. But I tell you, you get those base colors in, and you do a wash, and the shit looks great. I'm like, that looks like a Japanese soldier in World War II. That's good enough for me. Good enough for me. Oh, The Last Kingdom. There's a new series? Dude, The Last Kingdom, if you're talking about the series, that's a great series, dude. I watched the first season. I don't know if there's a second season. But yeah, that was a really good show. That was crazy. Yeah, like what was it like 17th century or 16th century zombies? Like pre gunpowder, right? It was like, well, I don't know. Did they have gunpowder in those? I can't remember. Man, it's been so long since I've seen that. That was a good show though. Are you a zombie guy in general, Brian? Do you like the zombie kind of the tropes and just the zombie stuff in general, like movies and stuff? 1883. Wow, that's cool. One of those movies. Another country that makes some great stuff is Norway. Norway makes some great television and some movies, man. There was I think it's called Invasion, and this was I don't know, I think there was one or two seasons, and this was a while ago, but it was basically about Norway being invaded by the Russians. So it was kind of topical nowadays, but and it's basically about the Norwegian like military, kind of melding into the civilians, and starting a guerrilla kind of like campaign against the Russians, because the Russians, are stealing the oil, occupying the oil fields in the Gulf there, or in the Arctic Sea, or wherever the sea is. I can't remember what they called it. But it's a really, really good show, man. We so the last series that we had watched was my favorite TV show of all time is Magnum PI, like the original Magnum with Tom Selleck. That's my show. I love that shit. And we finished well, yeah, we finished that, and Mel liked it because he was beefcakey. We also I got Mel into watching Red Dwarf, which she never even heard of. I'm like, what the hell? That show is epic. But so we watched all the seasons of Red Dwarf, and she loved it. And that's awesome. That was great to see her experience that shit for the first time. I remember shit, I've been watching that since late '80s, man, when it was on PBS in Dallas. It's great. Yeah, we watched that. We watched like the Hercules, the Legendary Journeys, or whatever. God, that was pain. That was fun. It was fun. It was cheesy as hell, but it was a lot of fun. We had fun laughing at it. And I'm a big Kevin Sorbo fan. I think he's a cool guy, so it's kind of cool to watch him. He's been some pretty a couple series that I've enjoyed. The Hercules was one, and then like was it Serenity? No, Serenity maybe. It's like a sci-fi one. He like a spaceship show. Is that what the Serenity or Sovereignty or no? I can't remember what it's called. It's pretty good. No, Andromeda. That's what it was called. Andromeda. It's pretty good sci-fi flick. Kind of like a Farscape or something like that. Like a living. I think it was like a living ship. The Andromeda was like a living ship or something like that. But all right, I'm gonna concentrate on these four fools. Try to finish these up here in the next 30 minutes, hopefully. And we'll call it. So you did 20, like as you've been sitting here, bastard. Shit. Painting maniac. That's another thing. I paint really slow. I find myself painting over shit and redoing shit and all that kind of crap. So oh yeah, this fucking my there we go. Yeah, there's like a kind of like a delay on the the messages, guys. So if I don't respond right away, it's because it's kind of delayed, I guess. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, I fucking love Red Dwarf, dude. Valley of Tears. That sounds familiar. Oh, the Last Kingdom is Saxons versus Vikings. Oh, okay. Which one? I'm thinking of the Asian one. Where it was like Trailer Park Boys. Oh yeah, we've watched that. That's some great shit. That's some good stuff, dude. Oh man, who was the manager guy? He'd always say it's a shit bird or it's a shit storm or a shit wind, and everything was like a shit something. It was so damn funny, man. He was my favorite. That poor guy having to deal with all those fucking freaks. So funny. That's a funny show. Yeah, when they did those movies of it, it's fucking crazy, dude. Life so much before it's just you just got to take a shower and stop watching it. It's a great show though. Kingdom, that's it. You're right. You're right. Kingdom. That's a good one. And it was cool because it didn't have like the emperor. It was kind of they were talking about the oh no, I'm thinking of okay. So there's another series. I think it's a Chinese series. Um, Marco Polo. It might have not been Chinese. It's probably Netflix or some shit, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed that one. It's about Marco Polo and like the Silk Road and all that crazy shit, Genghis Khan, and that was pretty interesting. Like, like I didn't know that like it was against the law to like like the worms that spun, the silk were like, you couldn't have it in your, you couldn't smuggle, they couldn't leave like, the kingdom. And if you're caught with these silkworms or whatever, you're dead. And it's like this super kept secret, and it was pretty interesting. Oh, that's right, Leahy. He died, huh? That sucks. He was so damn funny, man. Another Canadian show that I enjoyed back in the day was Lex, the best Canadian German joint venture ever. That was such a wild show, man. Lex. I've seen the guy who played Stanley Tweedle. I've seen that actor in some other stuff. Stanley Tweedle. So funny. What Kai was like kind of the emo guy, the cure guy. And then Lex was the ship. And then it was who was the girl? The girl was shit, I can't remember her damn name. Zev. I think it's Zev or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so like at Trailer Park Boys, the guy who's always got the drink in his hand, the ladies' man or whatever. He kind of chunked up a little bit, and it was getting kind of harder to get him to stay in that character. It was funny. And Bubbles was great, man. That's so funny. Him and his kitties living in the shack in the back. So fucking crazy. Oh man, the shit wind coming, Ricky, and you're in it. Such a great show. It's like it's so hard for me to watch like television now. It's just like because a lot of it is just shit. Just ugh. And it's like I want to. It's hard for me to commit because I don't want to sit and dedicate that time to watch something that isn't like badass. I'd rather do something else. Mel's a huge like Survivor fan. My God, she fucking like. If she was a little bit younger, man, she would totally go on Survivor, dude. Hell, she can do it if she wants. But yeah, she was binge watching the last 5 episodes of it this week, this weekend. She was like, "Oh my god!" She was telling me that this season, like, everybody's getting like hurt. It's like this one guy, like the very first like event or whatever, the challenge or whatever they call it. He like dove like underneath this like log obstacle and just smacked his head just full blown, just boom, and just he was fucked. And they thought he would, he kind of came out of it and he was doing okay, but that night he was like, yeah, he was bad. They had to get him out of there and send him to the hospital and shit. And some other guy like cut open his leg jumping or some shit. I don't know. That show, man, is just like soul sucking for me, dude. It's like everybody's betraying each other and fucking over each other. But I guess that's the game, though. I mean, that's what you expect when you go into it. That's just how it's played. But I don't know. It's just not my form of entertainment. I like, you know, when I do painting, I enjoy, you know, if I'm not hanging with you guys and stuff, um, I enjoy like watching battle reports and shit, and like I like those. I really watch a lot of like World War II era training films and like uh like order of battle like videos that people talk about, and just kind of like, you know, the history, like documentaries and stuff of the era and the battles and stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't watch any like live TV. It's all streaming. We don't go to the movies anymore. We have access to a private server that this guy has like everything on it, and we just fucking watch it at home. Hellbound. I don't think I've seen that. Julian, that's right. He always had what, a scotch and rock on the rocks or whatever, or Jack and Coke or something. Yeah, she's at work, dude, so she didn't hear that shit. Nah, man, shit, dude. We're all getting older, dude. You gotta know your limitations. We're not the spring chickens we used to be, unfortunately. Furry, furries get hunted for sport. I want to say, okay, so there's a movie. It's it's got Nicolas Cage in it, and it's basically he's hired to like clean a like this kind of like Chuck E. Cheese kind of place, right? But like the animatronics in it like come to life, and they like they're like supernatural or fucking some weird shit. It's like the night with Moochie or Moochie. I don't know what the hell it is, but it was pretty funny. So it's kind of like furries, but I mean they're not like people dressed up like, you know, furries. I guess they're more like evil souls in these animatronics, but it's pretty funny. Just we watched the recent one with him in it where he plays himself, and it's the guy that stars in the Mandalorian. He's in it too, and it's basically he gets like this. The guy who plays the Mandalorian is this like really rich guy, and he like is infatuated with this guy, right? He's a big fan, and he basically pays him to come to his, you know, villa in Spain to like hang out with him or whatever. And and they fall into these adventures or whatever, and like, and but it's funny because but he plays himself, and it's pretty good. It's really good. I can't remember. That's the thing, man. We watch all this shit online, and it's like I don't even, honestly, I probably 75% of the time I don't even look at the title of the fucking movie. I just watch it. So it's like after I watch something, I'm like, shit, what was that fucking movie called? You know, unlike, you know, when we would go to the movie theater, you know, it just seemed, you know, you saw the previews and you like, you know, bought tickets and they tell you what you want. So you just remember it better. But like I have access to all this shit, and I just like I don't remember the titles of the damn movies or shows, because it's just like, oh yeah, we watched that show on, you know, online, and what was that thing called again? God. And plus my fucking brain doesn't work like it used to. So I'm gonna look into that shows you're talking about. Any good movies that you guys seen dropping soon? No, I don't do the comic book movies anymore. They just got so stupid. And I might check out that new John Wick came out. I kind of like those John Wick flicks. I think those. I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan. He seems like a cool guy. I enjoy his the movies that he's in. I was not into that remake, reimagining, reboot, or whatever of fucking Matrix. My God, it's like, come on, Hollywood, just start making some new shit instead of like just lazy or something. I don't know what the hell's going on in Hollywood, dude. So, Eric, where's the Canadian film industry? Is that Montreal? Is that where like like all the American TV shows, like X Files was filmed, everything, kind of like you know, to say it's like New York or whatever, or American big city or something. I'm trying to think where your industry's at. I watched, I think it's Montreal or Quebec. Oh shit, I can't remember. I watched a documentary about like how in the '90s, like Canadian, the film industry really took off, and like it was just really just like it wasn't a huge group, it wasn't a huge industry. It was just kind of like a couple studios that had a really tight, group of folks that were industrious and hardworking, and and it really started that whole industry up there. It's cool. Oh, were you referring to this? You said 98. That's a Centurion, dude. That's a 40. That's a 40 cal Beretta. That's what I keep on my hip. I was gonna clean it after I painted today. Yeah. So like I don't know if you guys can carry, but man, shit. The one thing when you carry, dude, that shit always gets like like lint and like shit from your clothes and stuff, and it's just it gets a little dusty if it's whatever. So you gotta just kind of wipe that shit down as much as you can. Hey Matthew, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Thanks for swinging by. That's awesome. So Matthew, he's in France. He does some excellent dust stuff, guys. He him and his wife, fantastic couple with their beautiful daughter. They put on some fantastic dust battle reports, man. They're in French, which because they're French, but they're really fun to watch, and a lot of love and heart going into that. He just put on this huge dust event. Looked like it was a great event, man. Fantastic. Definitely give him a check out. He his hey Matt, throw your link to your channel on the remarks so people can check out your channel. But yeah, great stuff. Did you really? Oh, that's cool. You did some film work. That's awesome, dude. Toronto and Vancouver. Okay, Toronto. Okay, yeah. Now that's west, right? That's West Canada, right? That's just the west coast of Canada, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, he broke 400, man. That's cool. That's awesome. Oh, you did. Ooh, you're getting into 30K, Matt, huh? That's cool. I remember when I was playing Warhammer back in the late 80s, early 90s, we were playing out the Horus Heresy like as it was happening. We were playing Adeptus Titanicus and Rogue Trader. Man, that was a lot of fun. It was all now the Horus Heresy has been really flushed out, and there's been novels and all sorts of cool stuff about it. That was always that's what got me into the Warhammer lore was the Horus Heresy was just awesome. Get a 357. Oh yeah, dude, freaking hand cannon. if you run out of if you run out of rounds, you can just hit somebody with it and take them down. Revolvers are great, man, because I mean you're not gonna they're never gonna jam, and they're great. They're great weapons for self defense. Yeah, I hope so, Matt. I hope you guys are safe. I know you guys. I know there's a lot of the people are rising up over there in France right now with the protests. Good. Hey, you. I'm telling you, you French and your protest, man. You guys are excellent at it. It's great. Hope you guys are safe though. Yeah, again, guys, my remarks seem to be a little there's a little delay, I think, for some reason. So if I don't respond to something you say, it's not that I'm not looking. It's just I guess it's lagging a little bit, I think. I'm trying to think. I was in fact not too long ago. Speaking of France, I watched what is it, Brotherhood of the Wolf. Man, that is an excellent movie. If you guys have never seen Brotherhood of the Wolf, it's like I think it's Louis. It's Louis the 14th era, I think, and it's basically like there's this like monster like hunting people, and the people send for like this like expert from like the king's court. He comes out. He's like a biologist or something, but he's a badass. But he has with him his partner is like a Native American from like the colonies, the French colonies, and he's like just like a fucking badass, like kung fu, not kung fu, but bad guy. And oh man, it's got Bella Lucci in it. Oh my gosh, she is so beautiful. She's in it, and I can't remember the guy who plays the Native American. He's like a famous like martial artist guy. I can't remember his damn name. Is it Dragon Wilson? Maybe I don't know. But man, that's a great movie, dude. I love that movie. It's fantastic flick. It's and it's muskets and the whole court. You know, the royals and you have all the commoners and all the different people vying. It's a really great movie. Yeah, so Matt, you also got a buddy there. I can't remember what the channel is called. He does a lot of dust too, and you've gone over there and you've guest starred on his channel a couple times. Those guys seem like, I my French is pretty shaky, and but you guys seem to have a whole lot of fun, man. They seem like those guys seem like a good group of guys to hang out with and game with. Wow, bolt action, very cool. Hey, attention span, what's up, man? It's another great channel I found not too long ago. Okay, you're closer to Toronto. That's cool. All right, mini warm up. Good to see you, brother. Let me guess, you're gonna have freaking tacos, right? You're a taco eating machine, brother. Oh, cool. That's cool, man. You're gonna be doing more stuff. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, bolt action's it's a good solid system with a big fan base for it. Oh man, Brother the Wolf is fantastic. That's it. Crazy about games. That's it. That's a that's a great channel, man. And it looks like you guys have become pretty good friends. I mean, you got looks like you guys are hitting it off pretty good. And I think they showed up at your convention or your tournament too, didn't they? That's awesome. That's great to see. It's so cool to see, people still playing, a system that, quote unquote is dead. Um, I'm telling you, man, that's what it's about. It's like just because something is no longer produced doesn't mean you shouldn't or can't play it, dude. I don't play anything mainstream. I play my own stuff or I mean hell, most weird World War II isn't mainstream, so yeah, so attention. I mean, I forgot your damn name, dude. I think is it Chris? I can't remember your name, dude. I don't think you're not cool or something. You got a great fucking channel. I dig it. And you're a comic book guy too, man. So I was a huge Golden Age and Silver Age collector back in the day, brother. I had 80 long boxes of Silver and Golden Age stuff. But it's all gone now, man. I was a huge I had a I had probably a I had quite a few Captain America comics. I had All Winners. I was a big uh, Captain America fan. I love the war, the Golden Age wartime heroes. Man, that was the shit. I love that. Yeah, you kind of you were off the grid a little while. I want to say that you were several months. You hadn't made anything in a while. Hope everything was okay. Sometimes, man, your hobby, takes a back seat to life. I tell you, man, my hobby, dude, there's there's some pretty unique challenges. Well, I mean, we all have our own, crosses to bear, and no one's struggle is worse than someone else's. But yeah, there's been times where, I'm a caregiver, and man, there's been times where, you get really thin when, you're the strong one and you gotta keep everything going, and it's when you have very little time for yourself, you get really thin, man. And I found that just, you know, just talking with fellow gamers, or just painting or reading rule books or whatever, can really be enough to, of your own thing to keep you energized, and just give you that little bit that's yours and keep you going. But yeah, this hobby's really, there's been times when this hobby's really, given me a chance to just kind of, decompress where normally I wouldn't be able to. Been doing this for 40 years, man. It started when I was like 10. Crazy. Yeah, so Attention Lab, they if you guys never seen it, he's a big K-47 fan, and has a pretty sweet American Army, dude. I'm digging it. I've played a K-47 a couple times. I think, man, I don't know why they Bolt Action Second Edition wasn't that, those mechanics, because just those little modified mechanics that they had for it really made the base game a lot better, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the American markers. The I can't remember, not the Kodiak, the smaller ones. I like how those look. And I love the Soviet power armor minis. Oh man, those are great. I love those. I think those are my favorite minis of the whole line. Wish Warlord would push it more. That there's not a lot of, well, at least I don't see a lot of plugging of it, or now that it's owned completely by Warlord, with um, Clockwork not being part of it anymore. You think they jump into it, but I guess Warlord just released all those like small scale, just like the small scale Civil War stuff, and so maybe they got plans down the road for it. Hopefully, just long as it's weird, man. Keeping it weird. That's what we're about here. Yeah. So, attention span. Here we go. Are you taking off, Eric? Man, good to have you, brother. Good to see you again, man. Don't be such a stranger, dude. Drop in, every once in a while. Every Wednesday, dude, we do our Weird War Wednesday, man. Come by and just, tell us you're breathing. Love seeing you again, man. Thanks for swinging by. Mike, good to meet you, Mike. Brian, just life with kids. Hell yeah, man. Life with kids will do it. Oh, okay, cool. You've been doing convention stuff. Sweet. It's true. That's awesome, Matt. Your wife is fantastic, man. She's great. You're a lucky man. Oh, you got so Mike, you got some Germans too. Cool. Coyotes and jackals. Yeah, those are the ones I dig. So Mike, Matt's a big Dust fan, Dust Tactics, and him and his wife put on. They have a YouTube channel. They're French, so their channel's in French, but fantastic paint jobs of the Dust stuff, and just a great couple of gamers, just all good. Matt just put on a big Dust tournament in France here not too long ago. It's pretty cool. Again, guys, the the remarks or seem to be coming to me slow. So if you guys write, and it might take a minute for some reason, it's just it loads all this stuff up at once instead of going one at a time. I don't know. It has to do with my uh, internet or whatever. We're pretty low tech over here. I'm just glad that it's lasted this long, to be honest with you. Yeah, just painting up some finishing up my Japanese platoons here. We're uh, we're gaming out I have my own Weird World War II system called Battleground Weird World War II, and we're in 1937 China right now. So I'm about to start. Uh, Shanghai and Nanking are coming up here pretty quick, and I need to finish painting up all my Japanese infantry, and I've already got a platoon of Chinese painted up, but I'm also painting up a platoon of German equipped Chinese because they were in those battles too for the first time showing up. So their kit and their look is a little bit different than the rest of the equipped Chinese. Really enjoying researching the time, and because unfortunately that that campaign is overlooked in America or in the West in general, to be honest with you. Bloody time. Lots of bad stuff going down. And then us doing Weird War, we've got storyline that's maturing as we play, depending on what's happening in the battles and stuff. So it's a Weird War tour de force, all sorts of crazy shit. So if you want to check those out, they're in our channel. We have lots of fun playing them. Me and my woman Melanie. Mel's working today, so figured I'd get a chance to paint and rap with you guys a little bit. I'm about to have to get off here soon, and I got to get some errands done before. Got to mow the lawn. Got to do my husbandly duties. Get the lawn done. It looks like it looks like the feed is starting to give out, guys. So I guess, man, we're 2 hours in. I think I'm gonna cut it here, guys. Matt and Mike, fantastic. I'm glad that you guys came by. this is just kind of on the spot, just out of nowhere. I decided to just do a live feed. But every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we do a Weird War Wednesdays. There's usually some sort of topic, Weird War topic, but feel free to come by and it's on the Facebook page. If you guys are on Facebook, Weird WWII Facebook group. And if you don't do Facebook, I usually just put I'll do an edited version of the live feed, and I usually just put it up on there on the YouTube channel, weirdwar2.com, or the Weird War 2 YouTube channel, so you guys can check out what we talk about or whatever. So, but yeah, thanks for coming out. Brian, always a pleasure to talk to you. Eric, it was fantastic to see you again. Bo, thanks for swinging by. Always, whatever you guys do in this crazy mixed up world, you keep it weird. All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks for coming by, everybody.